So Todd, we were talking a little bit off camera. It sounds like you have an amazing program, and it's a real benefit for wholesalers that are looking to
Yeah,
get into the business.
we are launching a new program that we've already beta tested for wholesalers, and candidly, it's working extremely well. We're very, very excited to announce this new program we have here. And so we have about 80 million assets under management. We have our own mortgage fund, and we're very serious about penetrating with that to the Central Valley right here in California. We call it our ZINC community, which is Kern to Stanislaus and over to San Luis Obispo. It represents about 11 counties, 9.5 million people.
Wow.
But this new program we're really excited about. It's for wholesalers.
Right.
And wholesalers can go to our website, zincfinancial.com, and they can go there when they want to dispo a property.
Okay.
And the concept is like this. I bought it for $250. I locked it up at $250. I think I'm going to sell it for $295 or $300 or $305, whatever. You go to our website and you put in whatever the end buyer is going to pay, roughly, as long as it's close to $300,000. It will kick out a guaranteed funding number with guaranteed financing. Wow. Guaranteed. And so how that works is you put in $300,000, 123 Main Street, and it'll show you that is going to be $1,500 a month for 9 months with $10,000 down. Guaranteed to fund. And so with that, then the wholesaler markets that property coupled with guaranteed financing. Right. So your end buyer doesn't have to go get a loan. They don't get a loan.
There's no figuring nothing out.
There's no figuring anything out. You sell that property for $295.
That's great.
And then you sell it with built-in financing from ZINC.
Sure.
And your payment is fixed regardless of what the end result is, and so is your down. And so we beta tested this, and these properties sold in less than 15 minutes.
Wow.
Because the end buyer's like, I don't have to go get a loan? No.
It's right there.
I don't have to qualify? No, it's right there. You want to pay Jimmy John's wholesale business, $295,000 for that property? It's $1,400 a month, $10,000 down, no questions asked.
Sure.
And it's guaranteed to fund right here. And we have our own cash. We control our own green finger. So this is a very, very powerful mechanism.
Yeah.
Very powerful mechanism for wholesalers. Your deal is going to fall out. They don't have to go get a loan.
Right.
Nothing, man. If you are in our ZINC community and you're a wholesaler, this is pivotal to your growth because you have the ability to now sell your property with no
financing,
with no other lender, no banking, no financing, no application, none of that stuff. Just go and blow.
And to the end buyer, it makes it so easy, clear. It's right there in front of their face. It's not like, so they can.
What's it going to cost me? How am I going to put down?
Right.
It's right there.
All the numbers are there. So
not only that, it gets better. We pay the wholesaler $1,000 from escrow.
Wow.
Just for doing that. Just for doing that.
On top of their assignment fee.
So on top of your assignment fee, I've got wholesalers that one here in town that's they do a lot, 10 to 15 deals a month. In Canada, they're making an extra $200,000 a year just for coupling in the financing with their exit strategy.
Wow.
And so every one of these they do, there is no limit. You can do it to the same borrower over and over again. There's no limit. There's no income cap. We don't cut it off, and it comes directly from escrow. So every wholesaler that goes to our website and pre-prices their deal through a fixed monthly payment and a fixed down, hyper leverage.
That's awesome.
Hyper leverage. We're talking 3% down.
But that's what I was going to get into. I was like, how much does the end buyer, the investor, have to put down for the loan?
It's about 3%.
3%.
So if you're going to sell that property for say $300,000,
that's crazy.
3%, and it is going to round it, and we round it for optics and simplicity. So if you sold a property for $300,000, 3% of $300,000 is $9,000. It's just going to kick out 10.
Sure.
$10,000 down. $1,400 a month.
That's lower than the FHA loan, which is 3.5.
Yeah, it's lower than government loans. They're putting down 3.5%. Sure. It's very, very nominal. And again, that down payment and that payment becomes fixed regardless of what you end up doing. Right. The power is the wholesaler gets $1,000. The power is that end buyer buys that knowing it's already done. All I have to worry about is putting down exactly what the ad said.
Yep.
And worry about making that payment, and you're good. The only qualification candidly is a credit and a background check. We're kind of picky about that.
What's the minimum credit score?
660, 680.
Okay.
So we're not something in that range.
Now, for those with the lower credit score, is there anything they can do? Is there additional or something?
If they have a lower credit score and it's attributable to utilization or maybe a one-time event, we can get past that.
Gotcha.
We're not real fond of working with people that have chronic non-payment
Will the rates
issues.
be a little high, elevated?
We just don't typically work with them, to be honest with you. So if somebody has, really bad credit and they're just not paying anybody, that's probably not the borrower for us.
Not your money either, right?
Yeah, exactly. So irrespective of that, we just don't charge more. We just don't want to,
makes sense.
Work with them. Again, if they have a lower credit score and it's because of a lifetime, they're in a car accident or something, or it's because of utilization, we can get past that real easy.
Okay,
It's the chronic negative derogatories from everybody that we call those people walking arguments. So that's kind of what we try to stay away from.
So credit score 680 and
their background check
3% down in the background check.
Yeah, background check is a clean background, and
no felonies.
Yeah, if somebody has a DUI, I'm not condoning that, but I am saying that that's not a problem for us. But if they have felonies related to physical abuse or theft or robbery, that's probably not a fit either. So long as they have a clean background, we very rarely have anybody that comes through.
Just be a good person.
Yeah, just be a good person.
Just be a good person.
Just be a good person.
That's it.
And that's it. And then that wholesaler gets $1,000. Your end buyer is happy because they have guaranteed financing. They know what the payment's going to be. They know what the down's going to be, even before they accept your
Todd,
end
this
buyer
is going to revolutionize the wholesale game a lot, because there's a lot of new investors, and that's typically how they start. And some of them may keep that wholesale forever, but a lot of them start wholesaling, then they get into flipping. But this is a good introduction for newbies and wholesalers to actually go to the website with a potential deal, plug it in, see exactly what the numbers are, take that, and you just market that, right? There's no figuring nothing out. It's just boom, let's go send it out to the end buyer or investors, and once you get a buyer, it's there for them. It's easy. So
it's a game changer. When we tested this, we had a couple wholesaler friends. We said, hey, will you send this out with the guaranteed financing to see how it does? One of them sold in 3 minutes. It's really funny. This is actually really interesting. They think there's a catch. They think there's a joke. Like, what's the catch? Mm-hmm. What do you mean, what's the catch? Well, it says $1,300 a month and only 10 grand down. I mean, my lender would take 6 weeks and charge a lot more than that.
Yeah.
There's no catch. There's no game. If you buy this property from our, from the wholesaler that you have a relationship with, there's no catch.
I would always hear, usually lenders were like 15% down, 20% down.
15 to 20.
The first one is like 25% down.
The very, very common, this is 15, 20. This is going to be somewhere in the 3, maybe 3.5 range.
Crazy.
Rounded to the nearest, increment, so that it's real simple to understand from a dispo standpoint, right? Definitely. So it's really easy to say 10 grand down, $1,200 a month, as opposed to saying $14,162.60. So we just negate all that right there at the website. It configures that and computes that for you. So it's just a flat down and a flat payment. That's it.
Right.
Good to go. And so it really helps wholesalers. Like, they're getting paid an extra $1,000
on top of what they're gonna.
On top of what they want anyway, which is guaranteed financing with an end buyer that's coupled together.
It's a package deal. It's just boom. It's wrapped up in a beautiful package with a bow on it for the investor to see. Boom. It's ready to go.
I think another thing that's real powerful here is, we get calls every single day. This lender, that lender, they cut the wholesale fee. Every lender out there, I know every lender out there, they cut that fee. It's usually 2.5 to 5% of the dispo price, or they limit it to 5 grand, 10 grand, maybe 15. ZINC doesn't do that. Jason Pritchard called us last week, and he had a
Shout out Jason.
Shout out Jason. Jason, thanks for being a friend. He had a 6-figure wholesale fee. Todd, can you get this through? And we were able to accommodate him and come up with a structure that worked. We don't cut those fees. If you have large wholesale fees or whatever that fee is, we don't cut those. We will finance those. We will take those into an account as the purchase price of the property. So that's another big benefit.
Wow, that's
where
awesome.
If you went to one of our competitors, they're going to cut it down to 10 grand.
Yeah.
But you're trying to get a wholesale fee of 30 or 40, and the lender is only going to cover 10.
Yeah.
Well, your end buyers can come up with another 30 grand, and that could kill the deal.
Mm-hmm.
With our built-in financing, there is no clawback. There is no cutback of that wholesale fee. So whatever that wholesale fee is that you worked so hard to develop and get is going to be financed 100% by us.
Your wholesale fee, basically.
We're here to protect the wholesale fee of our friends and our family in this area, those wholesalers, to make sure, listen, we're going to get you paid, and we're going to give you $1,000, and your end buyer is going to be happy.
There you go.
So we're really excited about this.
And so I know we've got right into it, but guys, we got I call him Mr. Money Todd, but he is the owner of ZINC Financial, if you don't know, located here in Fresno, local, hard money, private money. So I know there's people out there listening right now like, okay, hard money, private money. I'm sure they've heard the term.
Yes.
Right. And there's a lot of newer investors or people that are interested in how to invest. Briefly kind of tell the differences between private money, hard money. What the heck does hard money mean, and what is it?
Yeah, so that's a great question, man. Thanks for opening that. That's a great question.
Sure.
So, like, welcome to your real estate journey, right? And I would say this: transactions need capital. Without capital, there is no real estate investing journey.
Right.
And so, with that, you have a couple of choices out there. You can go conventional, you can go government, you can go hard money, private money, credit union. I mean, this is where money comes from, right? Well, let's talk about those. Number one, let's talk about government-backed financing: FHA, Fannie, Freddie, USDA, all those. No, there is no program that's backed by the government for real estate investors. Actually, there's a couple, but I won't get into that and touch that here. But for the most part, they back consumer loans, primary residence. So you cannot go get an FHA loan or a USDA loan or Ginnie or Fannie or whatever those are for real estate investing. It's not practical. They are going to do primary residence only. That's their only purpose in existence under HUD.
And they don't have loans that can close in 7 days or
no, man. It's 2 months. It's just
2 weeks.
That's
right?
that is in my 20 years of investing, I've never had a successful real estate investor use government financing, FHA loan or whatever.
Sure.
So let's talk about banks. You've got national banks, regional banks, and community banks, and you can go there. And maybe you can get it through, but it's really impractical. Why? It takes 6 weeks, 8 weeks to get through. Banks, by definition, are mostly prohibited from loaning on distressed property.
Yeah.
They got to get the self-enclosure pool gate fixed. You've all sold a property. You got to have the windows clean and the HVAC's got to be checked.
Yeah.
The pool's got to be all, the gate around the pool. So banks report to the FDIC, and the FDIC prohibits collateral that is not conventionally sound.
Right.
So if you go to a bank, sometimes it can get done, but it's very difficult because of those parameters that banks are set. So now we're down to like, well, banks don't really work and government-backed financing really isn't working. How do I get capital for my real estate investing journey so I can grow my wealth and freedom for my family?
Sure.
Well, that kind of brings you down to, private money or hard money. Well, what's the difference, Todd? Sure. We've been in this for 20 years, and I did a lot of hard money.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of private money. We've done $1 billion. $1 billion. That's a B with a billion.
Right. Is there a preference for a flipper to go for private money or hard money?
Yeah. So we are strictly a private money lender. What's the difference between a private and hard money lender? A hard money lender is almost, their decisioning is based solely on the value of the collateral without respect to credit or background or other.
So it's all about the deal.
It's all about the collateral. Gotcha. Yeah, is it there? So that's hard money, and that works wonderful. That's a really good option. However, hard money is typically more. It's usually 12 to 14%, and anywhere from 2 to 4 points. And there's nothing wrong with hard money. We did that back in the early 2000s.
Right.
We're now a private money lender. Well, what's the difference between a private money and a hard money? Private money, and they're very closely related.
Sure.
Very closely. Private money puts a heavier weight on the credit and the borrower experience and the borrower relationship, less on the collateral. Now, the difference there is you're going to pay less fees by about 60% and less interest rate.
Less rates.
Because private money falls from a credit tier perspective just outside the credit union space. So they're looking at the credit and the borrower attributes and the collateral, but the collateral's third or fourth in line.
Right.
Where a hard money lender is looking at the collateral and collateral only. So we are credit driven here. We look at all three trade lines. We are connected to the IRS. We're connected to all three credit bureaus, and we do look at the credit worthiness of the borrower as well as their experience and their overall well-being.
Sure.
And the collateral becomes a tertiary factor. So now the advantage of private money, which is what we are, is that rates can be down there like 1 point and sometimes 9.99 or 10.5. And so that's a lot less than hard money.
Definitely.
You're going to pay 2 to 4% less in interest rate with a private money loan over a hard money loan, and you're going to pay 1 to 2 points less on a private money loan than you would a hard money loan. Neither one of them are bad. Both can work. Just understand that on hard money, you're going to pay a little bit more, but it's going to be on the value of the collateral. And on private money, you're going to pay less, both on points and fees, but you're going to be more of a credit, have credit worthiness and a good background, a good fee.
The way I see it, you get hard money, it's easier to get, but you're going to be stressing a lot more because you got to hurry up and get that flip done because the rates are going to be 12, 14%.
Correct.
So it's like a rush to get this deal done, and we don't want to hold this loan a long term. Private money, a little bit harder to get. However, it's less pressure. It's like, well, the rates are low, so if we don't get it done in a couple months, we can go another 2 months.
A little bit more breathing room.
it's not burning a hole in our pockets because the rates are very low. So that's the plus. The private money to me makes the most sense.
I think private money makes the most sense as well. That's why we're in it.
Yeah.
Hard money is also a very viable option as well for people that get it.
Especially if your credit's not it's subpar.
Correct.
Then, and you got a good deal, you still need financing. Well, hard money is there's a
of all of my colleagues out there that we flipped 500 homes. Of all my colleagues out there that I talk to that do that type of volume, they're all using private money.
Right.
Nobody's using hard money. So if you want to scale your enterprise and really get out there and conduct some serious business, you're going to have to align yourself with a private money lender.
Sure.
Not a regional bank, not a community bank. Take too long, and they're going to, it's too much of a hassle.
Yeah, that's too much debt out there with high rates too.
So anybody that's really scaled and gotten to any type of sizable level is going to be tied in with a good, solid private money lender.
Sure.
And my recommendation is also that you find somebody that's a balance sheet lender. What's that mean? That means they have their own cash. They push their own green button. Because nothing's worse than working with a lender that you think is a private money lender, and they're not. They're just a white label correspondent of another lender, and we have that. So we have people out there. It's like we're the real lender, but we white label it, and they think that Johnny Schmo's lending is really the lender, but it's not. Johnny Schmo's not really. We are direct consumer. We have our own cash. We send our wires right here.
Awesome.
We are licensed just like a bank. We have the same licensing as Wells Fargo. So I think if you're going to look at private money, just make sure that the lender you select, and it doesn't have to be us, it can be anybody, whoever you want to be, make sure that lender is truly a balance sheet lender. Do you have your own cash? Do you send your own wires? Because that's the person that's going to make the decision.
Yeah.
And when you put down 10 or 20 grand on a property that's hard, which means that deposit is non-refundable, you have to perform.
You have to.
And you don't want to be stuck at the last minute with a guy that says he's a lender, Joe Schmo Lending. And Joe Schmo Lending doesn't have any money. He's just working with somebody else. And so that can be a big fallout and a big trap. We see a lot of calls come in. Yeah. They're panicked. The investors put up their 20 grand. Their deposit's hard. They have 3 days to close. We had one yesterday. The guy calls in and says, hey, my lender didn't perform. Is there any way you can help us? My deposit's down. It's hard. I need to fund by Tuesday.
Wow.
And we're like,
and you guys got it done that quick.
We didn't get it done. It's today's Friday morning. We just got it. We got it yesterday at 4:00.
It doesn't work a miracle, I guess.
Yeah, that leaves Friday and Monday. There is no way to even get a prelim or get title or get even loan docs out. There's just that would be an impossible. Now we could do it if everything was done. If title was open, escrow was open, insurance was already bound. I mean, if we had a lot of those things done already. But a prelim takes 2 or 3 days.
There you go.
What's
the fastest you guys can, like the process, once they get the loan, right? Like, so how fast can you close?
Yeah, so we can do a loan, could effectively do a loan in a couple of days.
Really?
But
everything has to be laid out.
Everything would have to be laid out. Right. Title would have to be already run the property, escrow. Insurance is already bound, where we're looking at it, doing a quick underwrite, quick process, and sending loan docs. That can happen, but that is really not normal. We fund in 7 to 10 days.
That's still fast.
After the borrower gets everything to us that we need to have.
Right.
If they delay and bring insurance in at the 8th day and then say fund, well, that's not going to work. We have to have those items, and then it's going to take us about a week to get through them. So,
are appraisals included in that?
So all of our loans in the community, which is those 9 counties, are appraisal naked.
Okay.
I just made that term up. Appraisal naked. Meaning appraisal naked. I mean, there is no appraisal. It's just So that was a dumb analogy, but anyway, you might want to cut that out.
No, you started a term, right? Like our appraisers might say, hey, we might take this.
No, this transaction is naked.
It's a naked appraisal.
It's naked appraisal. So no, we don't have any appraisals. We do it right here. We say, hey man, you bought it for $290. Looks great. We Google it and couple of things. Talk to the CFO, who's John here at our office, great CFO and a licensed CPA. And gosh, we're working with our customer success manager and Claire, who's our community director. We're like, we push it right there. We don't do the appraisals. We don't even do the bank statements. We don't do tax returns. We just take a look at the borrower and go, man, do they have decent credit and do they have no background drama?
That's it.
And next thing you know, we're moving into insurance and docs. So
that's crazy.
I know it's really, really helpful. And why do we do that at such a high leverage point?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we so aggressive with that? Because we beat out even the national lenders from a leverage perspective. Super high leverage with no appraisal and no bank statements. Why do we do that?
Right.
Well, I will tell your audience and you and anybody else that wants to hear, because we're here. We have 2 trailers and 7 crews in our rehab department.
Sure.
So if the investor gets stuck, we can get to that property and get to them within about 2 hours.
And they can knock on your door because they can find you. I'm just
we'll be at your house at 10 o'clock at night. No, but really, we're here. And so we can afford to take more risk.
Right.
We can afford to take a lot more risk because we're within 2 hours of the subject property, we're within 2 hours of our borrower.
Right there.
So the borrower really has a problem. If they get in a car accident or divorce or job loss or whatever it might be, they're right here. And we can solve that with them typically. If they're a good person and they're communicated with us, we always have an extraction process. If they go dark on us, then we can also get to the property with our own crews and usually extract from that as well. So the reason we're such high leverage here to our real estate investors is because we're right here. We're not in Mississippi and we're not in Colorado and we're not in Florida.
We're very fortunate here to have this company here. If you're an investing business, you're fortunate. You have it right here in your backyard. You got money. Money is waiting.
We have our own mortgage fund with about total capacity, 60 to 80 million assets under management. That's a lot of cash. And so we're able to support.
That is.
That's a lot of cash.
Yeah.
We have a couple hundred investors, loans right now. A couple hundred.
Wow.
So we're able to support really everybody throughout the Central Valley. We're able to support.
Not going to run out of money. No.
We're not going to run out of money. We have a fund. We have our own fund. I'm the managing member of the fund. John is the CFO of the fund. It's a fully audited fund. It's an SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission registered fund, but we dictate the rules. And that fund, we can really finance everybody right here. And so we have plenty of cash. We have about 20 million on standby right now. And that's another, gosh darn, 60 or 80 loans we could fund right now. So we have plenty of cash, and it's really as fortunate for the people here.
Right, exactly.
Because you don't have to go get an appraisal and you don't have to go do all that stuff. Just come knock on our door, come by and see Claire, get an ice cream or a coffee out of our break room and say, hey, here's the deal. Will you guys fund it? I was like, yeah, sure. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so that's very helpful.
You know what I want to get into? Because you've been doing great things. You've been in this business for 20 years, right? You weren't always the money man.
I was not the money man. No.
Talk about life before this. And I want to know how you even got into the lending side. So
that's a great
early days.
Great question. Born in Southern California, moved here around in Montebello in LA. And then I grew up originally down the street from Disneyland, about 2 blocks over. And so I was that little kid that was at Disneyland all the time. And my dad would put me on his shoulders at night. We'd watch the fireworks show off. So I grew up in Southern California. I came to Fresno with my parents, and we ended up in a little bit of a hard spot. We ended up very, very poor with my mother. Very, 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 very poor. It was really tough. When I say poor, I mean, it was pretty poor. We ate pot pies. We never ever went on a vacation. I had not been to the snow in the mountains until I was 18. I had never been on a ski boat until I was 18.
Wow.
We didn't have any of that.
Siblings too?
I did. I had a sister, and we didn't turn on the air conditioner in the summer. There was no air conditioning.
Sure.
The People's Church was very, very good at bringing us Christmas gifts every year. So we were broke. My mom was having a real difficult time. And we just went through this pattern of gosh darn, lots of TV dinners. We never had fresh fruit in our house. We never had fresh salad. It was just too expensive. So we lived a very, very, very humble life with no air conditioning, no vacations. It was really, my mom lived paycheck to paycheck, and we did as a result of that. And it was really, really, really tough.
Right.
Really tough. Eating, every Friday night was another TV dinner or a pot pie. We had a lot of pot pies. We never had steak or anything like that. If we did, we sometimes had chicken. It was the drumsticks, which was fine. So
sure.
I'll say so. What happened is I played water polo and swimming at Clovis High School. It's actually reasonably decent, and I got really good grades. So
what year did you move to Clovis?
We were in Fresno, but Fresno fed Clovis High School.
Okay.
So I went to Clovis High, and I played water polo and swimming, and I really like the outdoors. I'm an outdoorsy kind of guy. I like cycling, and I like mountains, and I like lakes, and honestly, I even kind of like working outside.
Okay.
I don't like to be an accountant or inside at a desk, and so I kind of knew that I wanted to be something where I could do outside. And I liked construction, and I liked real estate. How I got that,
Did you have any older, your parents or uncles or anyone in the business?
No, my dad was vice president of Pacific Life Investments out of Newport Beach. And so he had a lot of financial background.
Got it.
But I had nobody else in the business.
Sure.
Nobody. Sure. I didn't know. All I know is I started going to water polo, and before water polo practice, I would actually drive homes that were under construction. And I would look at them. I'm like, man, this stuff's really cool. I really like construction. I really like the framing. I really like the outdoorsy of it. And I'm like, man, I really like this. I really took a fond to real estate and construction at a pretty young age. And
How old are we talking? High school?
I was 16 and 17 playing water polo out at Clovis West at the pool complex. And I would take 2 hours of every day and I'd go find a new home and I would study it and look at the rafters and I would study where they do the nails and how they did the plumbing. I just really enjoyed it. It was super fun. But I was broke. I had no money. And so what happened is I was working at Big Five Sporting Goods. I made $2.61 an hour after taxes.
Wow.
And at this time,
was that even legal to get that?
Oh, so low.
Paid that much?
So much.
Sheesh.
This is hard for you to believe, but it was true. During this time, you actually had to wear a dress shirt, slacks, and a tie to work at Big Five Sporting Goods.
No way.
That is so arbitrary for everybody out here in today's like, come on, Todd. Really, we had to wear a tie, dress shirt, and slacks. I worked with the manager was Martine. Here I am making $2.61 an hour taxes. I had a 1972 Ford Courier pickup truck that backfired every time I went into fourth gear. And so I have no money.
Right.
I have nothing. I just enrolled at Fresno State for water polo and swimming.
Okay.
And I didn't pay the first tuition books. I'm 3 weeks into the semester and I hadn't paid. I'm making $2.61 an hour at Big Five, wearing a tie. And one of the managers came up and said, hey, Todd, you need to get a different shirt and a different tie. You're wearing the same shirt and the same tie every day. I says, I appreciate that, but I'm making $2.61 an hour after taxes.
Who's going to pay for this?
I mean, I can't do it. I think I'm gonna give my notice. So really nice, got along great. He said, okay. He goes, hey, you can leave whenever you want because we're actually overstaffed. We're trying to find hours for people. And I said, well, I'll go today if you want. And he said, well, you can go today. And I shook hands and it was a really good thing. Went out there and sat in my pickup truck in front of Big Five Sporting Goods at Clovis and Shaw. And I sat there all afternoon. And I looked at my checking account, my savings account, and I said, man, I am broke. I had $17 to my name, $17. I called Fresno State from a payphone and I withdrew.
Really? Was this what year of college were you?
I'm in 89. I'm in 89 right now. And I withdrew from Fresno State. And I said, man, and I don't have any money. I have $17. I went home and laid in my water bed, looked up at the ceiling with $17. My mom is broke. I'm broke. And I'm like, what in the hell am I going to do? And I laid there for about a week in bed going, I have no money, no degree, no college, nothing. I'm a broke loser.
Wow.
And so a very large man was my counselor at Fresno State. He called me about 2 weeks later and goes, hey, I see you withdrew. Why'd you withdraw? And I said, I don't have any money. Tuition at the time was $385. Books for another $200. I said, I have $17, man. Sure. I don't have any money. I'm laying in my waterbed all day long. Mm-hmm. And he said, I tell you what, let me see what I can do. He calls back and he goes, I found you a scholarship. It's you have a 3.85 GPA out of high school. I found you a scholarship for your first year of college because you're water polo and swimming to pay for your tuition and books. Wow. It's all done. Wow. And I said, are you kidding? So I went back to school the very next day, re-enrolled in the classes, and everybody's like, where have you been the last 2 weeks? So I just said I was on vacation. The real truth is I was laying in a waterbed with $17 to my name and had no idea what I was going to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So there I am. I got paid to go to school for that first year, but I still didn't have any money. And so water polo under Harold Zane at that time ended at either 5, 6, 7, or 8. Mm-hmm. He always changed the schedule. So we'd be out at the Clovis West Swim Complex at 8 o'clock at night and get out. And then the next night we get out at 5. The next night we get out at 7. I'm like, can we just come up with a consistent time? And he wouldn't do it, which is, he's the coach.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, I need to make money. And I need to make money quick. And I can't go get a job because I don't know if Harold's going to have us practice.
You don't know your hours.
I don't know my hours for water polo and swimming. So totally random. So I went home one day and I told my mom I was going to borrow her vacuum. And I took her vacuum and I stuck it in the back of my pickup truck and I went knocking on doors and to clean buildings.
What?
Because I said I can clean buildings whenever I get out of water polo. If I'm out of 6, I can go clean. If I'm out of 7, I can go clean. 8, that was my idea. So I said, I'm going to go clean buildings.
Just clean buildings.
So I knocked and I knocked and I knocked. And my mom's vacuum in the back and I knock and I knock. And I finally get to Pat Rogers and Associates Insurance. And they said, sure, $63 a month. So I'm like, wow. And then I got $63 a month.
A job.
No, per month.
Per month. Okay.
Per month.
Wow.
And so then I go to Double B Produce. I go to Warren Lev Construction, and I go to Rich. Pretty soon, by the end of the third month, I've got $810 a month.
You've always. It seems like you've always had that go-getter mentality because for you to even come up with this and to go seek, work that's pretty big. Like the average person probably wouldn't have done.
Wouldn't have done that. So my third week third month, I was making $810, which was more than I ever made at Big Five Sporting Goods.
Right.
Stan Spano was a big time developer and came down and goes, man, you're out here every night. I was out there 7 days a week. So I talked to him. I said, can I clean your building? And he goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm enrolled at Fresno State. I'm in the construction program. I want to be into construction and real estate and do that kind of stuff. And he goes, good for you. And he was a developer. Good for you. He goes, I'm going to hire you right now. And I took on Spano and Perez. I just actually saw him 2 weeks ago at
really
at the Elbow Room.
That's my place right there. That's
he knew exactly who I was. I'm like, man, that was 35 or 40 years ago. That
Shout out to Mike Elbow Room. That's
Mike at Elbow Room. I met my friend Stan Spano. I was only 18 years old, 17 when I was trying to get into construction or real estate. It was $17 in my pocket. This guy, somebody out there working every single night, hired me to clean his office. Next thing you know, I'm at $1,000 a month.
Wow.
I took that business and I was using my mom's vacuum. This is a true story. I took my mom's vacuum and it was a disposable bag in it. And I had to go to the dumpster and pull that stuff out of the disposable bag.
Okay.
And I had to reuse trash bags. So that's where I was at.
Wow. That's crazy.
Next thing you know, I bought new trash bags. And the next thing you know, I bought a commercial vacuum with a reusable bag. And I built that company over 17 years to 500 employees. I acquired 3 other companies. We acquired 3 other companies. We did 4 mergers. And we got into 3 states. I did all the Targets. I did all the Mervins. I did all the Albertsons.
Just cleaning.
Smart and Final.
What?
I did Sierra Vista Mall. I did Fashion Fair Mall. I did exterior services, parking lot, street sweeping, line striping, pressure washing, graffiti removal, trash hauling, interior janitor, exterior janitor, lighting, maintenance. We did the whole thing. 500 employees in 3 states. Still didn't. I graduated my degree in construction.
And you were young too. How old were you at this time? You're starting your business.
20s, and I had 500 employees.
Did you have any business education on it? No, how did you know about business? Like, who taught you how to do business? And
100% self-taught.
Really?
100% self-taught.
And there was not like we can go to the internet back then.
There was no internet.
And there was no internet. There were libraries.
There was
library.
Yeah, there was nothing. It was me in paper and 3-ring binders.
What?
And there was no internet. There was no internet. There was no cell phone.
Nothing.
I literally did everything boots on the ground.
That's crazy.
And even we're so used to going to the internet and getting on Word document, creating something. Man, I had to use a ruler and pencil and draw my contracts. I mean, that's how I did. I typed them on an IBM typewriter with a little spinning ball that did this. Everything I did was that's how I did it.
That's like, you just don't hear that too often, at all.
I sold that company.
To be that young.
I sold that company.
How many years did you have the company?
17.
17 years.
17 years, 500 employees. I did not like it because it was 7 days a week. I worked during this time, no exaggeration, 7 days a week between 80 and 100 hours. Wow. I would start at 4:30 in the morning on a dump on Clovis Avenue, literally a dump. I would end at Dr. Matlock's office over there by St. Agnes at 11:30 at night. So it was 4:30 to 5 in the morning till 11:30 at night, every Saturday and Sunday, and every night from about 7 p.m. till about 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Wow. That's a 90-hour week. I did that with 500 employees. I did that for over 10 years. I rolled a utility vehicle with my kids. We all ended up in trauma. We all ended up in the hospital. I almost died. I went through 6 surgeries.
Whoa.
I said, man, I told my wife and my kids, I don't like this business. I never liked the business. Nobody grows up and says, I want to run a facility maintenance company, do interior and exterior janitorial. That sounds so amazing.
Yeah, it just kind of happened as you were hurt.
Happened. So I sold the business and I knew I loved construction and I knew I loved real estate. And so I rented an office at 424 South Clovis Avenue in 2005. I sold my business and all 500 employees went to the side.
Okay. Were you still dabbling in real estate?
I was. Yeah. The cleaning so I just started doing some rehabs on some multifamily and some SFRs. And, I was just starting to get my feet wet. And I moved to in 05. Yes, I had done, I actually started in real estate in 96.
Okay.
Did some rehabs, but I did that on the side when owning my other company. 96, 97, 90. I did apartments, fourplexes, multifamilies, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just, man, you talk about young and dumb. I just out there like, well, okay, whatever, so that's how I learned. And it was hard.
But how did you even know that was a thing, like rehabbing houses and making money out,
I bought these 4plexes and 8plexes and I saw that they were so junky. And I said, man, if I was 18 years old, 19. I said, man, if I can fix this up, I think I can get that rent at the time from $260 a month to $350 a month.
Got it. Okay.
And so that's how it started. And then when I sold my company in 05, 06, I moved into the office and I went at it full time. I developed ZINC at that point in time.
Wow.
And so, which is 20 years ago. We're in 2026. It was 05 and 06. And I actually started in 96, which, so I guess you could say I have 30 years in this business. And now I'm starting to show my age. But I started ZINC.
I wouldn't put you past 35, 36.
Thank you so much. What a great podcaster. Guys, this guy knows how to call good age.
He heard it first. #1 podcast in the area.
So I opened ZINC in that period of time, and a guy came to me in a burned out house in South Fresno, and I said, "Yeah, I'll finance that." And that was my loan, and then I financed through some seller financing the fourplexes that I all sold.
You were how old at this specific time?
20. Oh, in 05 and 06 when I started ZINC, I was
still young.
My early 30s. Yeah.
I'm amazed what you were doing at 18, because I know what I was doing at 18. It was nothing business. It was, where's the party? Where's the party?
How can I get a 12-pack of beer for $3.99? Keystone Light, right?
Exactly. So it's like business was so far away from my mind, but you were already on that path.
And I was on it. Very young.
Yeah.
At 18, 19, and 20, I was getting my degree in construction, a bachelor's of science degree.
Okay.
Construction and development, and really pushing hard. But I will share with you that the reason I was so gung-ho on it, I didn't have an option. I had $15 and no savings account, no checking account. I had a 1972 Ford Courier that backfired every shift. I had nothing.
Yeah.
And my mom, that was it. And so, like, it's amazing how motivated you become when you don't have any income.
You don't have anything. Yeah.
So I had the wall. Yeah, your back is up against a wall. So when your back is up against a wall, you really quickly determine a path forward. And so it wasn't because I was super motivated per se.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go out and build a finance company. It was because if I don't do something by Friday, I'm not going to eat. It was that kind of thing. So,
but you've always had what I call, like, a bigger mind than the average person, because the average person was like, okay, I'm broke. Let me go find a job here. Let me go to Walmart. Let me go apply to, burger place, just a quick, dollar per hour job. But you have bigger thoughts and dreams. You're like, no. So it was really the entrepreneur spirit. It really isn't. Just something inside you.
I have an entrepreneurial spirit. And really, this is kind of innate for me. And what do I mean by that? I don't watch movies. I get bored with them very quickly.
Okay.
I don't even watch NFL football. I get bored with that after freaking 40 minutes. Okay. My wife and kids love football. I don't like NFL football. I don't watch sports. I'm like, who's going to sit
Not
here?
Even the Super Bowl, huh?
I was at work on the Super Bowl. So I know everybody's like, okay, come on, Todd. This doesn't sound real. No, it is real. I get bored.
Anyway, so you didn't miss that.
I get bored after a short period of time. I don't want to spend 4 hours on the couch watching football. I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV, literally at all. I don't even know famous people. So I like to ride my mountain bike. I like to ride road bike. I actually like to work. I like to create value, and I like to do it with other good people. So
I'm kind of the same way, on the same lines. Like, I don't watch sports much, nothing like that. And so it's like, if we're talking real estate, we're talking my faith or whatever, we can be here all day. But just certain things.
I had a dream when I was broke that one day I wanted to have a Ferrari, a big house. And it was a lot. I wanted to get a big house and have a Ferrari.
Yeah.
I'm like, and so then, guess what? And I built the largest house out there in Clovis.
Wow.
And I got a red Lamborghini. Red Lamborghini.
What kind?
Because
my dream is a Lamborghini Gallardo.
That's what I had.
No way.
Convertible.
Okay.
Cherry red.
Oh, cherry red. Okay.
Cherry red convertible Lamborghini. I bought it from an oil executive out of Texas. It only had like 2,000 miles on it. And I had a 46-foot diesel pusher. I had about 12 motorcycles, and I had this big giant house in Clovis, and it was great.
Yeah.
But you know what? I sold the house, I sold the Lamborghini, I sold the diesel pusher, and I sold all the motorcycles.
Really?
And it was there's nothing wrong with that stuff. But that season in life just had come and gone. Once you get the T-shirt at the carnival, it's just like any other T-shirt.
That's a good point. That's a good lesson, because a lot of people feel like if they get the big house, the cars and all that, that's going to make them happy.
It's going to make you happy.
It doesn't fulfill you, and it doesn't fulfill you. You hear it time and time again.
You hear it time and time again. So I sold all that, and I tell people, listen, if your mojo is you want a Rolex watch, you should go get a Rolex watch. And if you want the car, you should go get the car, because everybody goes through these seasons in life.
Yeah.
And And there's nothing wrong with that. By the same token, for me, I had reached a season of life where that was no longer important. So I sold it all. And that house that I sold when I built it was the most expensive house that had ever sold in Fresno Clovis in history. And I sold it in 2015. It was all over the front page of the paper. It was on the front page of the Fresno Business Journal. And it was a large house. It had a pool. It had a waterfall. It had a cabana.
I'm sure.
It had a cabana. It had a margarita bar. It had a volleyball court. It had a full-size playground like they have at Clovis Unified. It had tennis. It had basketball. It had a dirt bike track, 2.5 acre dirt bike track. And so we loved it. My family loved it. My kids loved it. I had a great time. But the diesel pusher, we were no longer using it. The Lamborghini got me into a lot of trouble. I got a ticket every 1,100 miles in that darn thing. I was put on probation twice by the DMV. And I said, I probably don't. I'm a father. I'm trying to build a business. So that season of life had kind of come and gone. So where I'm at today, I drive a white pickup truck. I live in a normal house, and these shorts are $20, and this is probably from Target.
Let me ask you: when you had all those things, did you still feel? Were you happy and fulfilled at that time?
Or did
you feel something might have
honestly, at that time, I was happy.
You were okay.
I had made it where I had the Lamborghini and the diesel pusher, and that was pretty cool. But that stuff starts to just be stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can honestly say, if you want to go get a Lamborghini, go get your Lamborghini and go get your whatever it is that's you. Mm-hmm. That said, when I got it, I had a lot of fun. And then it's another thing that you got to paint, insure, fix.
Right. It's a liability. A lot of stuff comes.
And I'm like, what I really like is God, my family, my pets, and coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all. That's at the end of the day, if you can be a servient leader and help people and have a great family and a great relationship with God and a great relationship with your pet, that is really cool stuff.
That's going to keep you happy, fulfilled, and the real true joy your whole life.
My dad has some medical challenges right now. And just last Monday, I met with him and I met with the family, and he's got some medical challenges. He's 82. And I won't get into that.
Sure.
But what I will get into that, my dad has a really nice custom garage he just finished last year. The thing is 8,000 square feet. It has 12. Super, super, super nice. It really looks like a home. He's got a Charger in there. He's got a Porsche in there. He's got a Corvette in there. Yeah. He's got a restored 1956 Chevy pickup. All sports cars and antiques.
He has a car lot, pretty much.
8 or 10 of them.
Wow.
And he said last Monday, he goes, do you want the Porsche? I'm going to start selling some of this stuff. And I'm like, I don't want the Porsche. I don't want the Corvette.
Oh, fulfillment, God, that fulfills.
Yeah,
and having that stuff's nice.
I love the Lamborghini. The answer to your question is yes. I really enjoyed the Lamborghini.
Yeah,
and yes, I enjoyed the big house.
Sure.
And I had some wonderful charity events there, and I would do it again. That said, I have zero desire to do it today.
Sure.
And my dad, who said, "Do you want the Porsche or the Charger or the Corvette or that?" I don't really want any of that. It doesn't do much for me. Mm-hmm. So what really does do much for me is winning and being competitive, but I want to take people on that journey.
Right. And helping people out.
Correct. So I like to win.
Yes.
And I like to win on competitive, but I like to take people with me because I don't want more money so I go buy another car.
Sure.
I'm in these shoes today were $19 on Amazon.
Right.
So it's not about shoes. It's not about belts. It's not about a car. I just want to win.
That's it. Yeah.
And I want people to come with me. So if I can help people and they get better, if I can help Piper or you or somebody else and they can get better, that's where I get my joy. Not because I want more stuff. Sure. So for me today, my values have completely changed. And they changed a while ago. And I think this is very natural. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. People go through this. In your 20s, you want all kinds of new barbecues and cars.
That's it.
And then when you get in your 30s and 40s, you're kind of like, cool. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I can see when you're in your 50s, or whatever, you don't want that stuff anymore.
Real joy, and we're really here for a reason. We're here to connect with people, work with people, and help each other. That's why we were created as humans on Earth, and just to share pretty much the word of God, but connecting with others and helping and serving each other.
Servient leadership. If I can help you,
that's why it makes us feel like
good,
joyful inside. Yes. It gives us a real natural.
If I can help somebody accomplish something, I'm really happy with that.
Yes.
And I'm really happy helping that person with the capital they need or the advice they need. We have flipped 500 homes. We've done $1 billion of lending. We do off market. We do wholesale. We do lending. We do it all. Yeah. If I can help somebody and then go get a Diet Coke at McDonald's, get in my white pickup truck and pet my dog, That's a win.
That's a great day right there.
That's a great day.
A great day, man.
That's a great day.
Yes.
I'm really happy with that.
I love it. I love it. And also, too, man, you got a beautiful building here.
11,000 square feet.
It is. You guys just took me on a tour, and I'm like, wow, I'm kind of overwhelmed. This is a full blown operation, so it's more. You guys do a number of things,
yes.
Right? Maybe kind of dive into a little bit of what you offer. I mean, ZINC is a whole community. It's a operation. It's more than just the lending.
It's more than just the lending. So that's a wonderful observation. We are an 11,000 square foot building on Shaw, right across the street from the spaghetti factory. 11,000 square feet. We have between 25 and 30 employees here full time.
Yeah.
And we do a variety of things here, and it's all based on community outreach and how we can help our community grow and prosper. Every single thing here is designed, how can we help them?
Right.
And so, number one, we have an 11,000 square foot building. We have a chief marketing officer. We have a chief operations officer. We have an IT department. We've got an accounting department with a CPA. We're well groomed here, but this is what we do here.
Right.
We are the only company, the only one in Central California that has their own Securities and Exchange registered fund. We have it.
What does that mean? So
we have a fund that high investors put their money into and get yield. And you can't just go do that. That's illegal. You'll go to jail.
Sure.
You have to put together the fund. It's about $250,000 to put this together, and it takes you about a year and a half. And then you have to go to the Securities and Exchange Commission and get that registered so that you can actually take other people's money and do something with it. So we have our own investment fund, like a mutual fund.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
We're like a private equity company.
Whoa.
Private equity company. Or a hedge fund. People
right.
put their money in, we lend it out, and we're fully audited and we're fully registered with the SEC. So we have our own fund. And so with that fund, we then have 3 or 4 entities, under that umbrella that help our community. Number one, we have ZINC Realty. ZINC Realty we fix and flip properties. We have about 16 right now that we're fixing and flipping.
Okay.
Number 2, we're a brokerage. We can list properties. We list our own properties, and we can list them for our wholesalers. We're starting right now at 1%.
Wow.
So no other person does that. They do 2.5 to 3. We do 1%. So we're an actual brokerage. So we can help our wholesalers or our investors list. We have professional photography. We have a 3,000 square foot warehouse with professional staging.
Wow.
We have 2 full trailers. So on our ZINC Realty vertical, we've got professional photography. We've got professional staging. We've got 7 crews, 2 trailers, and we can flip our own properties, but we can also help list properties for our real estate investors at a reduced cost.
Sounds like a one-stop shop to me.
Yeah. So like if you're tired of paying 2.5 to 3% to a listing agent, you list with us for 1%. We'll do professional photography. We'll do professional staging, get it all in. We'll put it out there on the MLS. Number 2, we have ZINC Financial, which is our lending arm. Same licensing as Wells Fargo. We are not a broker. We're a lender. That's ZINC Financial. ZINC Realty is our in-house flipping and listing agency. Then we have ZINC Financial as our lender.
Right.
We do one thing. We only loan money to real estate investors. That's it. We do ground up construction, DSCR rental loans, and fix and flip loans. We don't do anything else. That's all we do. And we probably have between our ZINC Realty and our ZINC Financial assets, we probably did about 50 transactions all over. So that's a lot. We probably moved 15 to 20 million last month. So we have ZINC Financial as our lending arm. And then finally, so we have our ZINC Income Fund, which is our mortgage fund. It's called the ZINC Income Fund. Then we have our ZINC Realty, which is our off-market fix and flip, and we also list properties for investors. We have our ZINC Financial Lending, and then finally we have Homeowner Relief, and that's a subsidiary where we acquire off-market properties, and we either rehab them ourselves or we sell them to investors, coupled with financing right there at the ZINC marketplace.
And you were talking about a website where they can. I think we touched on it earlier.
Yeah, zincfinancial.com.
And look at the deals
so
there.
they can get registered on the marketplace. And we locked up 4 transactions this week. They can go to the marketplace and they can bid on a property with built-in financing right there at the marketplace. So again, we're helping investors who might not have the property or might not have the capital to be able to get into the game.
Right.
So we're the perfect shop for the entry-level person or the beginner to intermediate. Man, if you need a property, we got properties. If you need financing, we got financing. If you need somebody to list it, we can list it. If you need somebody to help you fix and flip, we fix and flip 500 properties. So we really are here with 25 really good team members that can really support the community. And we can support you with the money because it's our own.
Sure.
We can support you with the listings. We can support you with some advice. We can support you with a variety of factors. We are really, truly a one-stop shop, and we're the only company like this in Central California.
Right.
Yeah.
And now to add another piece to that as well, you got something coming up. This can add on to the education side of what you do and the business and events. You guys are doing, what's the next one?
Yeah. So this is really cool.
Yeah.
This is really cool. We're into our events, $200,000.
Wow.
And we don't charge 10 cents to anyone.
Wait, rewind, back up. What?
We have invested $200,000 in our events.
That's wow.
And so this is what we're doing for our ZINC community members. Number one, we have property tours.
Okay.
Where we will show up at our property. We will show you what it looked like before, what it looks like in the middle, and what it looks like at the end. We'll give you the numbers. We'll show you what we spent, how we spent it. We'll show you what we sold it for. We do property tours. We do 2 or 3 of those a year. That gives our investment community education to show up. Right. There's no fee. There's no gimmick. We give waters. We give gifts. We give you intel, and we're here to help you learn how to be a better real estate investor. So we do that at no cost. Number 2, we do our ZINC meetups. We do them at the Veterans Memorial Building in Clovis. There's plenty of parking, really good air conditioning, and a beautiful facility.
When's the next one?
The next one is April 9th. April 9th.
Okay, April 9th.
If you are doing something on April 9th, cancel it. You need to be at our meetup.
What time did it?
We had over 100 people at our last meetup, and we're anticipating upwards of 200 at this one. There is no fee. There will never be a fee. We pay for the whole thing to help our community members show up. And here is the rule.
What's the rule?
Here is the rule. And if you don't follow this rule, you're not welcome.
Okay.
You have to be a giver first to enter the room.
Love it.
You cannot be a taker.
All
if
value.
you're a taker,
value.
If you're a taker and you're there to sell something, or if you're there to take, we're not the right room for you. You have got to enter that room, hold down your shield, and be a giver.
That's it.
If you're a giver and you pull down your shield, the rest of us will give back to you. So our meetup is April 9th. And we do several of these a year. The last time we had 100 people, we're going to have 200 people. There's no cost. We're here to give you content. We're here to collaborate. And we're here to educate.